What's up, Leafs Nation? Welcome back to another game preview. I'm Zack Phillips, and today we're taking a look at game number 61 of the Toronto Maple Leafs regular season tonight against the San Jose Sharks. Prime night for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Have had a bunch of success there, so we'll dig into today's lineups. We'll get into some news, maybe a new appearance from a Maple Leafs player that we haven't seen in a while, and we'll get into the special teams and our best bet for tonight. But before we do, you guys know today's show, as always, is a presentation of Bet365, proud partner of Leafs Nation pregame and the Leafs Nation After Dark. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION, NATION. That's code NATION, NATION, all caps, and you sign up today. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We're going to take into today's lines. There's not too much change top to bottom, but there is one notable player coming in here, so we're going to go over to the Daily Faceoff page, take a look at tonight's Maple Leafs lineup, and first and foremost, we're going to get Matthew Knies, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner as your first line. Obviously, I think that just makes sense to everybody. Matthews gets on the board for his first time in 10 games past a goaltender there. Matthew Knies looks great. An unbelievable goal to end the second period with 0.1 seconds left on the board. Mitch Marner racks up a few more points the other day there as well against the Penguins. Then you go down to your second line, Pontus Holmberg, John Tavares, William Nylander, Johnny T, Nylander, both on the board against the Penguins there as well. And then you get to your third line, Bobby McMahon, Max Domi, Nick Robertson. Nick Robertson's been hot since returning from the Four Nations. Max Domi has been raking in points, but just was unable to get on the board until yesterday against the Penguins on his 30th birthday. He scores, I think that was his first goal in 27 games for Max Domi. You get a call from the Great One, and all of a sudden you find a way to get the puck in the back of the net. Imagine that. But this leads us now to our fourth line for this Maple Leafs team here tonight, and where you're going to notice the most significant change of all. For his first time this season, making his debut for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year under Craig Berube, Calle Jarnkrok. I know this is being downplayed. I know a lot of people are sitting here saying, Calle Jarnkrok, what's it matter? $2 million player. He's a depth guy. He fits in your bottom six. Does he really make an impact? Is he really that important? I may be wrong, but I think he is. Because when you look at the type of player Calle Jarnkrok is and how versatile he is and how he's kind of this Swiss Army knife who can fit up and down the lineup and play any spot, any position with anybody at any given moment. He can play special teams. He can play late game, whether you're looking for a goal or you're trying to prevent a goal. Calle Jarnkrok can find himself out there, and we saw him do that a lot under Sheldon Keefe. And honestly, I feel like he kind of got the rep he did because he was Keefe's guy, and he was thrown out there in all these situations that maybe he just looked a little bit out of place given who some of the other people were. And when you look around and it's like, oh, Calle Jarnkrok's out there, he's not the guy who's going to score. He's not the guy who's going to get that done. He's maybe a helpful piece to it, but he's not the one putting it in the back of the net more often than not. And I feel like in the eyes of Leafs fans, that falls out of favor. You start to look at a guy like that and say, I'm done with this. I don't want this guy here anymore. I can't deal with it. He doesn't help. But maybe in a fourth line role as your fourth line right winger, or maybe your third line right winger, or maybe even if he steps in and he's a slight upgrade over Domi, it alleviates some pressure for Brad Treliving approaching this trade deadline coming up on Friday. You're going to have a small sample size and a very short period of time to be able to tell what he can do, but tonight against San Jose matters. Wednesday night against Vegas matters. What does Calle Jarnkrok do in this small sample size to show, if anything, that he's ready to play at the NHL level consistently? And can he be a guy who can just kind of ease the pressure of the trade deadline where maybe the name you get isn't as big. Maybe the desperation isn't as bad. Maybe you don't need as many players to filter into this lineup if Calle Jarnkrok can step up and be an impactful player in the next couple of games. Maybe Berube loves the guy. Maybe Berube hates the guy and it makes a decision easier and you get rid of him. But what he does in the next two will make things a little bit easier for Craig Berube to sit down and say, hey, I do or don't like this guy. And then maybe it gives Brad Treliving some options and say, yeah, okay, that guy should be here. That guy can help in this position, or maybe he can't, and maybe we need to use him and get him out or address that position otherwise. So I feel like these next two games are very important for Calle Jarnkrok and probably a little bit important for Brad Treliving and Craig Berube to figure out what they've got in that player. I mean, let's be realistic. Calle Jarnkrok is not going to be like the Carolina Hurricanes going out and acquiring Mikko Rantanen, but Calle Jarnkrok could be just a depth piece that helps you and elevates a fourth line to be better than it previously was. Who would you rather have in your lineup, Calle Jarnkrok or Ryan Reeves? Because to me, it's probably the guy who can find himself 20 goals on a season, even if it was once or rare or up to 15 to 20 goals. I would rather that, and I feel like Jarnkrok could provide that and maybe provide some depth at center in case somebody goes down and he's able to fill a spot and fill a position. Like, there are other ways that he's able to be impactful here, and it's a guy that you didn't have to spend assets to acquire. Yeah, you got to move some money around, but we all know the Toronto Maple Leafs have no issue doing that. So, Calle Jarnkrok returns to the lineup. He plays with David Kampf and Connor Dewar. The other notable thing here is that he adds some speed to that line. David Kampf is not slow by any means, but he's not like going to blow you out of the water with his legs. Connor Dewar can bring some speed. He can bring some physicality. And then Jarnkrok on the other side, a little bit of some skill, some hands, maybe some goal scoring ability. And on top of that, he can move a fair amount. So, you look at these lines top to bottom, you just got a little bit faster. You've added a little bit of depth. You've added some center support. You've added some right wing support in Calle Jarnkrok. And you've added a guy who can help you on special teams. So a little bit of an upgrade on this lineup tonight, I personally believe. But before we get to our defensive units for tonight, which there isn't too much change there, I want to remind you guys we are rapidly approaching 17 days away, not 20 days, 17 days away from the Leafs Nation vacation down in Nashville. If you're looking for country music, some good weather, hockey, bars, if you're looking for live podcasts, we've got it all. Jay Rosehill, Nick Alberga, Carter Hutton, the boys will be down there March 20th to 23rd, taking in the action, taking in the sights, maybe doing a little do-si-do with Nick Alberga. Who knows? But you got to get yourself down there to find out. Head on over to nationgear.ca. Flight packages, non-flight packages. We've got it all. Live podcast, special guests, as well as tickets to the Leafs Preds game on that, I believe, Saturday night it is. Make sure to head on over there. Thank you so much to everyone who has already bought. And to those of you who haven't, don't miss out on your chance for a trip of a lifetime. All right, Leafs defenseman for tonight. Pretty easy for us here on today's show, not going to lie. We're going to run it back with what we had on Friday and Saturday. And I mean, unfortunately, I don't have too much to add to this. I'm sorry. I know there's going to be people in the comments, as there always are, who look at this and say, what the hell, where's the insight? Well, I mean, you've had some good defending and some pretty good showings from these guys Friday and Sunday. You helped continue to get this team to 5 consecutive wins, especially coming out of the break. That is massive there. You beat teams like the Canes, the Bruins, the Rangers. Those are feel-good wins. Yesterday against the Penguins, I know it was a little bit of an offensive shootout, but you're getting defensemen scoring goals. You're getting contributions from your depth. Like, who cares right now? Everybody's involved. Everybody's feeling good. Everybody's feeling hot, and hopefully that continues today against the San Jose Sharks, where you've got your defensive pairing starting with Morgan Rielly, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. We know Chris Tanev is still day-to-day. Who knows when he'll be back? I mean, at this point, I might just follow the lead of the Florida Panthers. Chris Tanev, you're on LTIR. Let's go swinging at the deadline here, but not the case right now. Jake McCabe, Philippe Myers are going to be your second pair, and then you're going to have your third pair of Simon Benoit and Connor Timmins, who also did find the net and against the Penguins in the same game as Max Domi. Those are your defensive pairs. I mean, keep it simple. Let's see if Morgan Rielly can keep the offense going. He's got a couple of points over the last little while here now. Build up some confidence for him. Maybe at the deadline, they go and get a guy who could help him out. Cough, cough, Luke Shen, that I think would come in here and be a big impact alongside Morgan Rielly, even though it's not like he's a blow you out of the water type player. And then you go down to Simon Benoit, Connor Timmins. I mean, show up here, boys. Compete. You got San Jose Sharks. They're going to be a hungry team. You got some kids from Toronto, from the local area. They're going to be fired up to play here. Prime night, all that kind of stuff. Show up. Just don't make it easy on them. Maybe have some offensive contribution, and I think everyone in Toronto will be happy. Go to your power play units. You can stick with the 5-forward unit on your first unit, and your second unit, you're going to have Bobby McMahon, Max Domi, Nick Robertson, OEL, and Morgan Rielly. So that is your lineup for tonight's game. And then obviously here we're going to get an Anthony Stolarz start. I think it would just not make any sense at all to play Joseph Woll on the back-to-back. There's just really no need to do so, especially when the guy was sick over the last little while and he didn't have the greatest game yesterday, which, by the way, I'm getting some heat for the comments that I made about Joseph Woll. I'm like, this guy's been unbelievable. I'm not worried about anything. We're breaking games down. He was not very good yesterday. I mean, it's to the point. That's what happened. He just wasn't very good. We can call it what it is. We don't have to be way one way or way the other. Joseph Woll just wasn't very good yesterday. It was a bad game. We take it and we move on. And that's exactly what we're going to do as we move to our next segment of the day here. And that will be our best bet presented by Bet365. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION, NATION. That's code NATION, NATION, all caps. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. So today, I'm just going to be really honest with you guys. Normally, I'm looking for math edges. I'm looking for something that we can beat that's better than across market, that we can beat sportsbooks moving slow, Bet365 moving slow, catch them sleeping in some spots. Today's not really the case. I like the number regardless. It's not like I have an edge against it. I just like the number, but we're going straight vibes here. Amazon Prime, there's a guy from the Maple Leafs who seems to always show up. On top of that, he's a streaky scorer. He could score 10 goals over the next 4 games, and all of a sudden we're looking going, wow, that guy's back in the lead there. He's all of a sudden right up there with Leon Draisaitl yet again. And I know normally you're probably thinking 34. No, it's not 34 for me. It's going to be William Nylander. So we're going over to the Bet365 page in the player props section. We're taking a look right there at the very top of the page at goal scores, and we're going William Nylander, anytime goal. We're going to go another half unit on this one. We did win the John Tavares plus 200 anytime goal yesterday. I don't mind a Johnny T goal again here today, but my best bet for the show is going to be William Nylander plus 115. The guy's got swag, man. He knows when he's on the big stage. He knows when it means more. He knows when the bright lights are on. And this feels like a perfect opportunity for William Nylander to step up, score yet again here tonight against this Sharks team that it's no offense to them. They're just not very good. So I feel like Nylander keeps it buzzing. He shows up. He's going to get interviewed. He's going to go tarps off, all that kind of stuff. We know the guy's a rock star and perfect opportunity to keep the momentum going again here tonight against none other than the San Jose Sharks. So William Nylander, anytime goal, and we're going to take him at plus 115. Now, plus 115 for a half unit here tonight will profit you $57.50. So a smaller one, but there was really nothing that I was looking at that I was in love with. There was a couple shots on goal, but everybody's been making fun of me because I keep losing the shots on goal bets. So we'll stay away from that for the time being. We'll go back to the goal scorer, which we did hit yesterday. William Nylander, plus 115, anytime goal. That's all for today. If you did enjoy the show, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel, Leaf Station 401. I will be live following tonight's game against the San Jose Sharks, and I will be joined by Vacation Vic. Producer Vic, the GOAT producer, he will be joining me on tonight's show. You know, we banged this one out here. We had Alberga on Friday, or Rosehill on Friday, sorry. No one on yesterday, and then producer Vic tonight following the game against the Sharks. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button. Drop your predictions below. How are you guys feeling about this one? Did you like the best bet? Do you not like it? What's your best bet? I can't wait to see it all, and I can't wait to see you guys tonight on the After Dark show. Until then, keep believing. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take, Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos. Make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.